Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will go through all the new mounts that we know so far we will be able to get in patch 11.2.5 and especially through Legion Remix. So some of them are really cool and some others are things that we definitely expected. So let's start with the new Fel Bats, and here this is indeed one of the category of mounts that I definitely knew we were gonna get. And I have to say again, these mounts look even better than the different gladiators mounts that people have been getting in the War Within, which I think is quite ironic. But so here first, as you can see, we have the reins of the Bloodguard Fel Bat. So this is an armored version of the red Fel Bat, which I think looks really amazing. Then we have the same, but with a different armor, and this one is a little bit different. Then we also have the Risen Fel Bat. So this one starts to look a little bit more like the one we got for the BFA pre-patch event, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but we did get one of these Fel Bat that was really nice. So yeah, I do like the color on this one as well, and I do like the fact that each of them so far has a little bit of a different armor on it, or maybe not so much between the two last. Then after that, we have this other one. So again, here the similar armor and just the different skin color. And after that, we have the Forgotten Fel Bat. So this is the brown version with, again, the same armor. And then there's probably gonna have the last one, which is brown with the second armor option. So overall, I'm a big fan of these different Fel Bats, especially I think the red one and with this armor looks the best. And I do also hope that we will be able to get some unarmored version, because I just feel like the Fel one with the red color is absolutely beautiful. So as you can see, after that we have the recolored and remastered Moose Mounts, and I think these ones look really awesome. And also one important thing to remember is that these mounts will fly, so these are not just mounts that you will be able to use as a ground mount. So here they definitely added a lot. You have the antlers that are already colored. Then you have like all these details on the side. You also have the different things on the front for the saddle. So overall, I think these mounts are super nice. Then we have this other color with the same color for the antlers, but different color for the different decoration. Then we have this white version of the mount, which is very nice as well. And we also have the black and red version, which I think is also one of my favorites. I mean, again, these mounts look really cool. And we definitely have already quite a lot of Moose mounts in the game, but I think players are going to be very happy with these new remodeled version of the Moose mounts. And I would have to say that this one is probably my favorite one, and it does remind me of the Height of the Curve mount from, I believe it was Hellfire Citadel. And yeah, overall this is a pretty nice mount so far. There is also this other model, which is not armored or anything like that, but it is definitely a new version of the Moose mounts that we haven't got, and so just something you will also be able to pick up during Legion Remix. And here I think the color is not too bad as well, and I do like the red eyes. I think it gives a different vibe a little bit to these very nice Moose mounts. Then next to that, we have two new Ur'zul Mounts. So here we already got recently a few of these with time walking, and overall I think these are pretty cool as well. So this is right here the white one, and then we also have the green one. So yeah, I think these are really not too bad. I like the purple mouth on this one. I think this is pretty cool. And my personal favorite is really the white/gray one. I think this looks really nice, and this is the same model as one of the mobs that is in Argus, and so I think it's nice that we're finally getting it as a mount. And so again, we'll have to wait and see how you will be able to get these mounts, but most likely most of them will be available at the vendor, and you will be able to buy them with the different coins from the event. Then next to that, we have a few of the new Basilisk mounts. So here, for instance, we have the orange version right here, which is pretty nice. I do like these Basilisk models from Legion. I think they're very cool. The purple one is really nice. I do love this color and this model together. Then we also have the Fel Slate Basilisk, which is the green one. Yeah, also pretty nice. It could be a little bit more green in my opinion, but it's still a pretty nice mount. And then we have the aquamarine one, and here again I love the glowing red eyes on the mount. I think it's really cool overall. Then after that, we have some of the new Illidari like Stalker mounts. So we have this one right here, which is the black version a little bit. And then we also have this over version. And again, you were able to get a similar model from the Heroic edition of Legion. And yeah, I think these two mounts look pretty cool. And I've always loved this model, so I'm happy to have more of them available in the game. Then another model that I'm very excited for, because this is kind of brand new, and these are these new eagles. So I think these look super cool. I'm just not sure exactly if they're going to put a saddle on it or if you'll just be riding the mount as it is. But I think these look super amazing. And again, we don't really have any eagles mounts, I believe, in the game. And then you have, of course, the one with this very cool color. And so these are really things that I think players are going to be super excited for, and completely new, unique models for mounts. So I'm super excited for these new Highmountain mounts here. And again, I think people are going to be really excited for these new eagles. Then next to that, we also have some of the new Mana Saber mounts. So here we do have one of these models already in the game, and this is, I believe, from the shop. But this is an armored version, and here we're getting some unarmored versions, which I think are really cool. So these are ground mounts. You won't be able to fly with them, but they're still very nice in my opinion. You have this Lake Frost version. You then have the Nightwell version, which I think looks so nice. I love the dark color and the glowing effect on it. And then we also have this other one right here, which is a little bit more of a purple/pink version. So yeah, I'm very excited for these mounts. I think these models are super cool, and I love the fact that we're getting unarmored versions, because I do love the model of the mount in itself. So I don't really think it needs a lot of armors to make it cool. Then after that, we have some of the different mana rays. Here, I don't think anyone is going to be excited for these mounts, because also we got already some recolored version of these mounts during Shadowlands. And overall, we've had so many of them in Legion that I don't think people even make any difference with any of these. Like, it's hard to tell that any of these are new. I think maybe this one is cool because of the colors, but even that, none of them really feel super unique. And actually, we did get a pink one with the Love is in the Air event. So yeah, I think these mana rays are not that exciting, and these are just going to be mounts you can add to your collection, and that's pretty much it, I would say. Then next to that, we have some of the new Courser mounts, which are these pretty cool unicorn/horses. And here, basically, these are most of them the base models of the PvP mounts, but without all the armor. So for instance, this is the 500 level mount. Normally, you have this color a little bit on it, but obviously this is way less badass because you don't have the colors. Same here, a little bit the same color with the orangey on the mounts. Then we also have the turquoise one, which again is, I believe, honor like 175, something like that from PvP. And then we have the red one, which is, I mean, this is really cool. And this one normally is honor level 250. So at the same time, I'm a little bit disappointed for like PvP players, because even though there's not the armor and it still looks very different, it's still like, you know, really badass. And I feel like it devaluates a little bit the PvP mounts, but at least there's not the armor and everything on top of it. And remember, these different horses fly. So I think overall, this is something that is really cool. And especially this one, I'm really excited for it. Then we have some even more exciting mounts, and these are all these recolored version of Midnight. And these are parts of the different mounts that Death Knights can get temporary when doing, I guess, the main campaign quest from the class order role. And so we have the blue version right here, which I think looks incredible. Then after that, we have this other version, which I like, even though like I'm not as fan of the color scheme on this one. Then we have the Bonesteed one, which I think is by far the best one in my opinion. I think it looks so cool. I love the red and the blue. And I mean, this is such an amazing mount. And then finally, we also have the white one, which is also actually really cool. I mean, white like that with the glowing blue, I think these are absolutely amazing. So for these ones, I don't know if they will be available at the vendor or if you will be able to get them by doing a specific achievement. But all in all, I'm so happy we're getting these mounts right here. Then we also have all these Slayback or Talbuk mounts, which I think are not super exciting as well. These are part of all the Talbuks we'll always get. We just get each expansion a new model, even in right now the War Within with Karesh, we got some kind of Talbuks as well. And I'm not even sure people are really going to be able to pay a lot of difference, but these are the different Talbuks you will be able to get. As you can see, some of them have some armor on them, some don't. And you have quite a lot of different colors that are available. So yeah, let me know if you like this type of models. Personally, I don't really care for these different Talbuks, but maybe some of you will. And again, it's just mounts you can add to your collection pretty easily. Then after that, and this time this is probably not going to be from Legion Remix, but from the trading post, we have some new turkey mounts, armored turkey mounts. So this is quite interesting. I'm happy because I was scared that they were really going to do something very similar to the Magic Rooster mount and it would have really ruined the mount, but it's still very different. So if you always wanted to get the rooster, instead you will be able to get turkey mounts, and I think these are pretty funny overall. I don't think they fly, so most likely I think these will be only ground mounts. But yeah, these are turkey mounts that you will be able to get through the training post at some point in patch 11.2.5, and I think these are pretty funny overall. And of course, next to that, you also have all the new Fel overall mounts that you will be able to get for each of the different classes, and here you just need to reach level 80 in Legion Remix with the class in order to unlock the mounts. So first we have the Death Knight one, which I think is pretty nice. Then you also have the Demon Hunter one, which here again is a very nice Fel Bat mount. So you can see the wings, everything. This is a really cool mount. Then we have the Druid form, so you will be able to transform yourself as this Fel Owl, which I think is pretty nice as well. Then we have the Hunter one, which I've never been the biggest fan of, but at least you have this Fel recolored version right here. Then we have the Mage one, which I think is by far the coolest one. I mean, this is like a really, really, really awesome mount. And so yeah, you'll be able to get this one. Then we have the Monk one, which again, I feel is a very good version of like these Fel infused mounts. So as you can see, this is the Talking Tiger mount. Then we have the Paladin mount, which is this one right here. Again, I feel like it could be a little bit more Fel infused, but it's still very nice overall. Then we also have the Priest one here. I'm not the biggest fan of the color because it's a little bit too minty in my opinion and not so Fel. So this one is a little bit of a miss in my opinion again. Then we have the Rogue one, which I think is nice. It could be a little bit more, but like at least the wings are really like Fel-ish, let's say, so I do like it. Then there is also the Shaman Elemental, which I mean is absolutely really, really cool, and especially when someone will be on top of it, you're gonna see this mount like miles and miles away. Then there is the Warlock mount right here, which is pretty cool as well, but definitely something that we've already seen for Warlocks. And finally, we also have the Warrior mount, which I think looks extremely, extremely badass and super cool overall. So this one I think is a very good Fel version of the Warrior mount. Finally, we're also getting a recolored version of the Storm Drakes, which is the blue version. I think this is overall pretty nice, and I do like these different models. We are also getting one of these new like Abyss Worms, but we can't see it right now. And these ones, again, we got a lot of them even recently with the Revisited Visions, so I don't think anyone is super excited. And finally, there's a bunch of promotional mounts that have been also added to patch 11.2.5, so probably these will be added to the training post because they're just the exact same mounts that we got back in the days. And so most likely you will be able to also get some of them to the training post, even though this one I believe is maybe new, so that might be a new one. But overall, these are all the new mounts you will be able to get in Legion Remix and also so far in patch 11.2.5. So let me know if you're excited for some of them or not, and also if you would have wished to have other mounts added. But I think this is quite a lot of new mounts and some of them are very cool. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!